name is Rachel, aka Mosey Mosies, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Star Wars EU, specifically the post-Return of the Jedi Star Wars EU, because, let's face it, that's just my favorite. I actually made a PowerPoint on this like 3 or 4 months ago, but today I'm turning it into a video. Why? Because I can. So, the first thing of relevance that happens is this guy named Thrawn. He's an Imperial Grand Admiral, also an alien, and he is like crazy smart. I'm not even fucking around here, brilliant. And he comes in and he just really fucks up the New Republic's day, like hardcore. In fact, the only reason he loses is because his bodyguard assassinates him, because the Empire totally trashed the bodyguard's planet back in the day. So that all works out and is great, until like 10 years later when an imposter of him shows up, because that's the kind of crazy shit that happens in the EU. But that also works out, and then the New Republic and the Empire actually declare peace. Now, a whole bunch of other things also happened during this time, with cloned emperors being like the least weird of them, but it was like 99% awful and had no continuity, so I'm going to kind of gloss over it. There are, however, a couple things that you do need to know. Number one, Han and Leia get married. Surprise, surprise. And they have 3 kids. Jaina and Jason are twins, because that kind of shit runs in families. And Jaina is like this little mini girl Han. And Jason likes to make bad jokes. That's it. That's his entire character for like 10 years. And they have a little brother named Anakin, because occasionally even Princess Leia shows questionable fucking judgment. Like, I know, I'll name him after one of the most notoriously evil people in galactic history. That won't be psychologically damaging in any way. And of course, they're all going to become Jedi, because when you're the grandchildren of the fucking Chosen One, you don't just go into accounting instead. Also, they get kidnapped a lot. Also around this time, enter Mara Jade. And if there's one EU character that you should know, it's probably going to be her, so pay attention. Mara also has the Force, but she used to work for the Emperor, only not anymore. And she was originally supposed to kill Luke, but ended up marrying him instead, because apparently awkward flirting is a turn-on for her. They have a son, named Ben, because Skywalkers are big on legacy names, and guess what he grows up to be? Yeah. Anyway, because peace is boring and makes for lousy sales, enter the Yuuzhan, which are these crazy weird aliens from like beyond the edge of the galaxy. And they use like these weird genetically engineered organisms for everything that we use machines for. They also love things like pain and death and killing, and hate things like happiness and joy. So you can imagine shit starts going down. In fact, their first order of business is to kill Chewbacca with a fucking moon. And things just go downhill from there. How, you may ask? Well, Coruscant gets totally trashed. Anakin dies a noble and heroic death that I haven't actually stopped crying over. But Jaina gets to be an awesome pilot just like Daddy. And Jason mostly just sits around and is indecisive. But then he gets kidnapped by this former Jedi named Rachael, who tortures him and teaches him that there is no dark side, which is kind of a plot point that's going to be important in a minute. But everything ends up working out when they finally use Yuuzhan, a nice mobile planet to live on, and also kill their leaders. Only, remember how Jason now thinks there is no dark side? Yeah, that's going to be a problem for him when he actually starts going to the dark side. He decides to become a Sith and starts calling himself Darth Caedus, because that won an internet poll. In the process, he also knocks up his BFF from the Jedi Academy, Tunnel Cop, so now Alana exists. Oh, and also, he kills Mara. And then Ben almost falls too, but doesn't. And Anakin's ex-girlfriend Tahiri actually does fall, but gets better. But then Jaina kills Jason, or Caedus, with the help of a bunch of Mandalorians, because Karen Travis wants me to hate her. But now Luke's all like, Jesus fucking Christ, why does my family suck at not going to the dark side? So he sets off on a magical journey to figure out what happened to Jason to make him so goddamn evil. Instead, he just finds a metric fuck ton of Sith, including one his son wants to bone. So that's awkward. Also, they find this weird, creepy force being named Abeloth who gives people capgras delusions. Actual thing. Go ahead and Google it. And then, you know what? I don't even know. I actually legitimately have no idea what happened in Fate of the Jedi. Oh, except Alana's going to be some super cool Jedi Queen one day, so that's kind of awesome. But I do know one thing, and that's Disney, I swear to God, if you uncanonize any of this, I will go to the dark side and personally construct a Death Star and blow up this fucking planet before you can take any of this from me. Because, yeah, it's often crazy and poorly written and just pants on head ridiculous like 99% of the time, but I don't give a fuck because I love it anyway.